Welcome back to our final segment of Chamber Exchange, a TV show. I want to thank our sponsor, which makes the show happen, Bank Hometown, and we're really thrilled to have with us on this segment Miranda Hotham, who Melissa was our guest in the last segment. In this segment, Miranda Hotham, who is the Worcester Green Corps Coordinator. Welcome, Miranda.
Thank you, Tim.
Well, there's a lot of excitement here and with our partners regarding the launch of a new initiative, a partnership between the Chamber, the City of Worcester, Worcester Green Corps, Mass Hire, Worcester Community Action Council, the Worcester Business Development Corporation, REC. But the focus of the Worcester Green Corps is about beautifying, cleaning our city from top to bottom, working with partners year-round. One of the hardest, most logistically challenging parts of the program you helped start and launch, which is working with 25 young people who are deployed across the city. Why don't you, before we get into that though, tell us a little bit about you, Clark University graduate, and how you got to Worcester and your involvement on environmental issues.
Yeah, so I grew up in Central Maine, kind of in the wooded area. So I had a lot of environment growing up. And then when I moved to Worcester, that was my big move to like a big city, as my family called it. And I went through a bit of a culture shock getting adjusted to being in a city. When I first came here, I didn't even know how to use a parking meter. I didn't know how to parallel park or anything like that. And then I was at Clark University for my undergrad, where I studied political science and sociology. And then I stayed there for the 5th year program and did the environmental science and policy program with my concentration in urban development. During my time in my undergrad, Clark University offers a lot of different programs to the students to kind of get them involved in the city. And so that's when I started feeling less like just a student in Worcester and more like a resident of Worcester. I started really getting out into the community, learning a lot about the residents and the different businesses that we have here. And during that time, I also have seen the way that the city has been changing. We've been growing a lot economically. We've been changing a lot visually, especially over the past 4 years or so. And I can see that like with Polar Park now, we're going to continue to grow and continue to expand. And so I think it's important for us to do that in a way that we're growing, but we're also thinking about our impact on the environment. We're thinking about our impact on our residents. And so kind of really making sure all of these different relationships are working together. And that's what the Green Corps is sort of about.
Yeah, it's, a multi-pronged approach. Certainly one of the elements, and the one that you helped launch in just a few weeks into it now, is part of the beautification and cleanup. Literally as the city gets more busy, more active in visitors, unfortunately, sometimes intentionally or unintentionally, trash, debris. As part of the crews that are out there are working on cleaning up and beautifying. And how are you engaging with businesses? How are you engaging with residents and neighborhoods? And give us feedback on how the crews have been doing out there.
Yeah, so they're out there Monday to Thursday from 9 to 1:30 p.m. And you can see them there in these kind of fluorescent yellow shirts. And they've been getting a lot of different community members coming up to them and talking to them. Yesterday, someone brought them some cookies. And so people have been really engaging with them and asking a lot of questions. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from people in terms of where they think we should be going and how they can start to get involved. And then in terms of the business side, we have a storefront request form that we've sent out to the businesses where they can request that we come to their area, pick up the litter around them. We've also been doing some power washing, and we're hoping to get some flowers beds installed in some places, getting a little bit more greenery around everywhere. And the businesses have been really important in sponsoring us. And giving us the support that we need.
Yeah, we've got some sponsorship out of the gate. Fallon Health, National Grid is on Fridays, which is an important program. And for our viewers who may not be aware of the program, it's about engaging young people. At least the summer program, engaging young people, employing them, paying them to do beautification and cleanup. But also on Fridays, tell us about what we do on Fridays with the young people so that they can learn about opportunities around educational and employment pathways in environmental segments in the green economy?
Yeah, so on Fridays, each Friday has a different theme. Last week, our theme was about environmental justice. So we had Dr. Castillo from Health and Human Services come in and talk about environmental justice in Worcester. And this week, we're talking about water. So we're going on a field trip looking at the water treatment facility. And then we're going to be learning about Worcester's water integrated water plan.
Right.
Sorry.
For our viewers in Worcester, that relates to water and sewer bills and how infrastructure and water investment in that infrastructure is important.
Yeah, we're also going to be talking about clean energy. We're going to be talking about recycling, and each of the different professionals that we're meeting with is talking about their career pathways. So where they started, how they sort of figured out what their interest is, and how they went down the path to get to where they are now. And so I think it's really important for the kids to start thinking about those things now, because it's kind of like a learn as you go process.
Right.
At least it was for me, figuring out what you want to do with your career and where you want to go.
Right. And we had, in addition to Dr. Maddie Castillo from the City Public Works Commissioner, Jay Fink as well was one of the speakers.
Yep.
And so we're talking at the local level in neighborhoods, in neighborhood business districts. And then Congressman McGovern will be speaking to the group, I understand, coming up, how environmental policies and decisions in Washington impact us all as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is, we talk about a year-round effort here. Part of this is going to involve pretty heavily on engaging businesses, business groups and associations, volunteer groups, philanthropic groups, nonprofits, on a year-round effort where they can volunteer and engage in cleanups and beautification projects. How can people reach out to you, and your role will be helping to facilitate that?
Yeah, so if you go on the chamber website under projects, you'll see the Worcester Green Corps, and there we have some links so you can fill out an application to volunteer. There's also space in that application if you wanted to get a group involved, if you have a group of people that you wanted to have sort of a regular cleanup, we can get that started. There's also a link there if you wanted to make a donation to us. And then if you have any other questions, you can just email me at mhotham@worcesterchamber.org.
And the chamber website is worcesterchamber.org. And also there's the ability to follow on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yep, we're posting pictures there every day. They're sending me a lot of photos of before and after. So if you want to see what we've been doing on a daily basis, that's a good way to see.
Do you have those handles we can share with people?
It's WORC_green_corps. And that's on Twitter and Instagram. And then for Facebook, you can just look up Worcester Green Corps and follow our page.
Okay. And the Twitter and Instagram, you want to say that one more time, Melissa?
Miranda.
Oh,
It's WORC.
I keep doing that. Miranda, one more time. Yeah.
It's WORC_green_CORPS.
Right. Well, the good news, Miranda, is when we had some technical difficulties on the last segment, but we got with Melissa, but we've got our Zoom all fixed. So, but we got to fix my memory here. So, Miranda Hotham, who's our new Worcester Green Corps Coordinator, launching this program. We're off to a great start, and really the success of this program is going to involve volunteers. It's going to involve support from the community, businesses, the nonprofit community. Our partners at the United Way are going to be working and engaging a lot of the volunteer and nonprofit community. The city of Worcester working closely with our elected and appointed officials. As Worcester and the region grow, we want to make sure we present it and show that we're environmentally smart and being good environmental stewards, and have a city that's clean and welcoming. And Worcester Green Corps is going to play a role in facilitating that. So, Miranda, thanks for being with us in this segment and your patience with me. And to our viewers, thanks for being with us on this edition of Chamber Exchange, a TV show.